What's good, everybody? This your boy D Money. We on another episode of the A Lott of Fashion podcast. And what we like to primarily do on the A Lott of Fashion podcast is talk about things of business. So when it comes to business, the industry, the different systems and strategies that you can implement in order to build your brand into, a powerhouse, or, just so that way you can build a solid community for your brand in order to, get consistent sales, get, a solid message out to the world, and, continue to grow. But the series that we've been primarily talking about on this season is building a product from nothing. And we're going to continue to do that with this episode. Now, what we're going to talk about in this episode is from brand to cultural movement. Now, the goal is not to sell, but to influence. Brands that, shape the culture last. They build, from lasting moments that, people can relate to, and products and services that can actually help and even shape their lives. Culture builds longevity for your brand. It's not where you're not, main goal is just to make money. Your main goal is to make an impact. Number one is move beyond the product. A lot of brands that are out here nowadays are just focusing on selling a t-shirt or, selling a few low marginal, products, so that way they can, make a high profit margin, and that's about it. There's no real, focus even with the content that they post, just so that way, they can make that money. There's no education, there's no, real, I guess you can say, movement behind what they're doing. So the main goal is, when you're trying to build a brand of, culture, you want to start out with things like events, small events. You don't have to do something, large, but as long as it has a vibe and it connects with the people, you're going to do pretty well. Do community, events as well, community outreach things, so that way you can tap in with the community with your brand, whether it's just giving out free samples of your, product, or, if you have a service type brand, you're tapping into, different things that the community likes that is relatable to what your brand message is. Then, you can collaborate with other brands as well too. It's very important to collaborate with other brands that have the same message, because not only are you going to be able to tap into their community, but also you're going to have somebody that is going to amplify your message even more. So, number two is become a voice. Speak on real life situations. People are only going to relate to real life situations because they're the ones living it every day, if not you as well. So your experiences, your story, the, brand message that you're building your story from is all going to relate to somebody out there, because they're going through some of the same things you're going through. Nobody's situations are bigger than nobody else's. It's just a matter of the type of situation that each person is going through. So definitely speak on your life, speak on your experiences, and speak on how you were able to elevate from those experiences, because it's going to help somebody someday. Stand on something meaningful. There's a lot of different movements out here. There's a lot of different problems that people are facing on a day-to-day basis, whether it's financially, whether it's, politically, whether it's, just on, social norms and issues. Definitely speak on it, definitely stand on it, and definitely create something to where people can step out and come together. That's what it's really about. This whole world agenda is to separate us, not to unify us. The goal should be to unify small communities, so that way other brands can do the same, and we all to come together on a similar message, because that's what we really need as a world. And if each brand can start to do that in some way, shape, or form, and then come to other brands with that same unified mindset, we can all do something big together. Number 3 is ownership of the narrative. The ownership of the narrative, and the main thing about it is don't let people define your brand. Whether it's, from small articles, whether it's from, customers potential customers that might come onto your YouTube page where, might make negative comments. It's okay to, stand on what you believe in. It's going to show the future customers that are, going to be a part of not only purchases, but your brand as well too. They're going to be, inspired by what you have to say. Your opinion matters, as long as it's educated and, it's not in a sense of trying to embarrass or bash another person. As long as you treat people the way you want to be treated, a lot of things can, go in your favor, as long as you stand on what you believe in. And that's where I feel like a lot of people fail today. They fail to stand on things that are important, things that matter to our day-to-day lives, and even brands to that point are only focusing on small particle situations that are more distractions than, help. So the main thing is that you sell products, but you build culture and you leave an impact. That's what it's all about when you think about visualizing your purpose. A lot of people don't, like to visualize their purpose. They don't like to move with intent. And in this world nowadays, it's very important to move with intent, because a lot of times it comes down to the simple fact that a lot of people, they go outside to do things and they don't even know where they're going. How do you not know where you're going? Start visualizing your purpose and everything will come to fruition. All it takes is a solid plan, research and execution, and all your dreams will come to fruition. Keep visualizing. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching another episode of A Lott of Fashion. We appreciate you guys for liking and subscribing and also staying tuned through the whole episode. Make sure that you take these business gems and start visualizing your purpose. I am out.